Inverse functions. We've talked about these before, but they come up again at this point. To solve an equation, we do the same thing to both sides, chipping away at things until it gets simpler and simpler until we have just the variable we want to solve for all alone on one side of the equation. The secret is to undo things by using inverse operations. That is, to undo an addition, we subtract. To undo a subtraction, we add. To undo a multiplication, we divide. To undo a division, we multiply. To undo a square, we take square roots. In general, to undo something raised up to the third power is to take the cube root. Undo something to the seventh power, you take the seventh root of both sides. In general, we undo things by following the order of operations backward. When we put together things, we follow the order of operations. When we undo things, we do it backwards. First, we undo all the additions and subtractions. Then we undo the multiplications and divisions. Then we undo the exponents by taking roots. For example, let's say we want to solve for x in the following equation. 5 minus 3x squared equals 12. What number x? When you square it and you multiply by 3 and you take that number and subtract it from 5, you get exactly 12. Well, let's see. First, this is basically there's a 5 added to the negative 3x squared. Well, what is this? The x is being squared and multiplied and then subtracted. The first thing we do, we undo additions. That is a plus 5. We subtract 5 from both sides, and we get minus 3x squared equals 7. Now we divide. Now we have the x squared is being multiplied by, it's being squared, and it's being multiplied by negative 3. So we divide both sides by negative 3, and we get x squared equals negative 7/3. This is a pretty lousy example I did. Now you take the square root of both sides, and the square root of x squared should be the square root of negative 7/3. In fact, the square root of x squared is plus or minus x is the square root of negative 7/3. And this is a bad example because this is not a real number. There is no number that multiplies by itself to give you a negative number. But hopefully you get the idea.